Welcome back to another episode of the Bolton RTG career mode here on FC24, where today we are starting things off in mid to late October against West Ham. We're currently sitting 15th. We are currently sitting in 16th after our first 7 games. 2 wins on the board, a draw, and 4 losses as well. We are only safe off of relegation by 2 points. However, we do have a game in hand, which we could extend up to 5 if we are to win this game against I almost said against Bolton, against West Ham. However, on the bad side of things though, we have back-to-back games against top 6 sides in in Arsenal and Liverpool. And for the first season, we will not be playing a top 6 club. We'll just tactical view them. So we'll tactical view these 2 games there, and then we'll probably end up actually playing Nottingham Forest, Everton, and I'm probably just gonna quick sim Newcastle. They're not top 6, but they're one of the hardest teams in the league. One of the hardest teams in the league. Arsenal on the other side of things, though, they haven't had the best start to the season. It looks like they're finally starting to get into the group, finally winning 2 games, back-to-back games for them. So they are finally starting to find the groove after winning the league last season. Chelsea are in first this time. Leeds United are in second. Did we not already play Leeds? And did I not beat Leeds United? We beat Leeds United. I think we gave Leeds United their first loss. A 3-2 win there. Let's get straight to the action, though, here against West Ham before we get battered by Arsenal and Liverpool. This is going to be your starting 11 to take on West Ham. We have Irakunda, Balogun, Francisco Cancello, player of the season so far. Bergvall, Elliot Anderson. Bacuna is starting to look like he's more and more likely going to get dropped by Lucas. I just need Lucas to be Lucas to be able to play that center mid role. Bogo, Avias, Trusty, Sessegnon, and Almadar in net. Let's get straight into the action. Lose the ball apparently. We are doing blackface early. This is my first game of the day on this game. We're starting off with blackface. Okay, that's interesting. Crossed in. Leah Byrne heads it out of bounds for a goal kick. Just ignore the faces. Most of them, unfortunately, are doing blackface at the moment, so we can't really do anything about it until after the game. And Bergvall will intercept. Bergvall, can you thread that in for Balogun? He does. The shot by Balogun on target, saved, crossed in. I think the keeper got to touch that to get away from the path of Irakunda. But Bolton comes so close to be able to find the back of net first here. Into Francisco, and Francisco back to Lucas, but back to Francisco right before the break now. Francisco Cancello, that's a heavy touch. Can he get across? He does, but saved by Trot and out for halftime. 0-0 at the break here. Couple of changes relatively early into the second half here, but Balogun off, Irakunda off, as well as Bergvall off. Obviously, Bonnie on a striker and Warrior at cam, and Norton on the left-hand side instead of on the right-hand side. Because I don't see Norton dropping or really, dropping Francisco. To be honest, I just don't. Francisco has been the key player so far this season. So Norton is going to have to work even extra hard than what I thought he had to work this season. But Sessegnon, he's gonna win the ball back. Sessegnon was nearly on the chopping block in the summer window. Why do I always say the January transfer window? But he was on the chopping block. He survived it. Leah Byrne, Almadar saves again. Almadar, I had my questions about him literally right before the start of this episode, and he's kind of proving me wrong already here. I had my questions whether or not he was actually Premier League ready. And unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but fortunately he is actually. Not unfortunately at all. It means more money I don't got to spend on the keeper for at least a little bit. Norton intercepted, but he didn't really clear. It's still with the West Ham players here. It's Potts in towards Camelo, and they finally had the breakthrough. West Ham won with 6 minutes left to go. It's looking like that might be the winner. And Bolton might go winless in the entire month here of October. Because obviously we lost to Tottenham at the start of the month. That was the last episode. We're soon to lose here against West Ham. And with Arsenal and Liverpool up next, it's only a matter of time before we have 0 points in the entirety month of October. Norton got fouled there, by the way, and the referee just didn't allow it. I just couldn't move Norton at all. And now Mavropanos switches to the side I've been focusing on the whole second half here. That's insane. We need the ball back, and we need the ball back now. Bacuna into Ethan and Wari. Now Ethan and Wari just over the top for Bonnie, and Bonnie might be in behind. Bonnie against Mavropanos, and Mavropanos wins it. I was trying to get past him, and then I was going to pass it across to Bacuna. But that might be all she wrote. It will be, yep, it will be all she wrote. We're going to lose here to West Ham. We're going to go winless in the month. Unless something spectacular can happen. Lucas and Wari crossed into Bonnie. He can't win a header. Lucas back into the box. Bonnie will lose that ball as well. And that is game over. West Ham 1, Bolton 0. And unfortunately, EA is doing a thing where we're playing the lesser clubs, so let's play our lesser players, unfortunately. David Raya in net is the strongest goalkeeper. Kadigo is actually a decent right back. Alaba, a decent center back, but Rekic, Asno, not the highest overall center mid. Sambi, Lakonga, and Patino and Odegaard are actually probably the best options, honestly. Bakayoko is 84 rated, so he's fine. John Jules is not the best striker when you have Dybala, and honestly, Bakayoko is not fine when you have Bukayo Saka as well on your bench. Robertson should be playing left back. They have Upamecano and somebody else on their bench, and Rudiger actually on their reserves. Not on the bench, on their reserves. I try to do something, but unfortunately it won't work here because on PC it just doesn't work where you can control the other side and then disconnect your controller. I can't do that here on PC. I can have my keyboard on it, but I can't disconnect my keyboard from it. So unfortunately, we're just going to have to go with that. Our starting 11, it's the same exact one, and in fact, we are not going to go ahead and start Francisco. We are going to start Norton. We are going to start Nwari. We are going to go ahead and start Cannon as well as Lopez at left back. I think Lopez needs some more game time to see what he's about. We obviously brought him in as a backup left back, so why not use him in games where I don't really expect to win. I expect nothing. I expect nothing but a loss coming out of the Emirates Stadium here. Let's see how bad this could be. This could be winnable, though, because Arsenal are down there at the bottom. So maybe they're playing this starting 11 for every single team. I doubt it, but maybe. Bakayoko, Odegaard, John Jules now. Back to Odegaard. Now into Kadagolu. In towards Patino. And Charlie Patino will have the first for Arsenal. It's 1-0 to the Gunners, and Bolton go behind again. Corner for Bolton. Norton into Balogun, playing against one of his former clubs, his former academy club. The reason why he's on the scene, it's out for a corner. And Balogun is in behind. Florian Balogun draws the level with Arsenal. It's 1-1. Odegaard into Bukayo Saka. They had to bring on some of the big boys now, and Bukayo Saka will take the lead right back for Arsenal. It's 2-1 to the Gunners. Kadagolu, Martin Odegaard, Johan Bakayoko. Wait, hold on. Did they put Saka on a striker? I think that's exactly what they did. They put Saka on a striker, but the game is over. And Saka as striker worked out because Arsenal have all 3 points. 2-1 to the Arsenal. And if I wasn't playing against them, I'd be happy. Now I guess I got to reset my game to actually get rid of blackface. Unfortunately, it's just everywhere, and it's very annoying. And unfortunately, it's looking like Liverpool is doing the same thing. This time, though, their backup team is a lot better, but they still have Olise on the bench, they have Gakpo on the bench, they have Trent on the bench, De Ligt on the bench, Rafael Leao. So it's looking like they kind of push back on their defense slash Rafael Leao slash Gakpo and Olise. Obviously, I think Mohamed Salah is aging. This is season 4, yeah. So Mohamed Salah is definitely aging. We are not going to go with the same starting 11 because that's just not how you want to. And honestly, this team is very unhappy at the moment. We didn't start Bergval. We're going to go ahead and start Bonnie instead of Bal again. Lucas in for Bacuna and Cannon on for no one. Bogle can play. Let's go and get the tactical view. We might have to do a press conference after this as well to try and fit the morale. I did expect this. I wanted this to be hard. I wanted us, I don't want to say I wanted us in a relegation race, but I didn't want us making some miraculous run and be in competition for European football next season. That's just what I didn't want to happen. So I'm glad it's not happening in all honesty. And that's probably why we're not playing these top 6 clubs, because we'll probably beat one of these two. Medina, Almadar saves. He got up big. He got his body open. Medina right before the break now. Avias wins the ball back. Oh, we're going to have a chance to get up the field. Maybe Francisco. And the answer is probably no. The referee is allowing it. The referee is allowing it, Fran. He's not going to allow that. We go halftime 0-0 here against Liverpool. Diaz now into Kwanzaa. Why is there a center back all the way up? But it doesn't matter. It's 1-0. It's 1-0 to Liverpool with 10 minutes left to go. Olise, Kota Gakpo, Kessié, Gakpo, Blockier, out for a corner. And De Ligt actually makes it 2-0 here. I was getting ready to say the game's over as well. Was going to lose back-to-back games. Back-to-back games. And that's exactly what's going to happen. We're now in a 4-loss streak. No wonder our team is very demoralized right now. We need a win, and we need it badly. Nottingham Forest is up next. That's where going to be our focus is. We're just going to jump to the end here. We're not going to wait here for the last 2 minutes. Other thing, we're just going to take the L, move on, and hopefully look to rebound now in November, because we need to. Wow, because look at this. We're still out of the relegation spot somehow. I don't know how we're still out of the relegation spot. It's because we won the 2 games in a draw, and Norwich and Everton, Crystal Palace have all won only 1 game. But we're right there. We're right in that relegation zone. We have the worst defense in the league, only by 1-2 goals. Everton's right there as well. Norwich just can't score goals. We have Everton next, but first we actually have Nottingham Forest, who's all the way in 10th. So it's looking like we might have to suffer another loss before we maybe have a chance at a first 3 points in a while against Everton. Top of the table is still Chelsea. Arsenal is now top 7. Where is Liverpool? Liverpool is in 9th. And Man United was in like 10th or something. But before we get into more gameplay, we have the scout reports here, starting off here in England, and it's looking very poor. Once again in England, we are looking for at least semi-decent, and I just signed that kid. I hate when it does that. And now over to Brazil. I honestly forgot where we were going. I have 3 series just running, and I forget where they go. And 2 of them are using the scout reports at the moment. And then over to Lithuania. I remember that. I remember for this one in the Barcelona save on the 2nd channel. I'm sending scouts out to at least 1 nation out of the 3 to random obscure nations that just aren't scouted or don't get scouted normally by players on this database. So yeah, we went to Lithuania this time. I know we went to Latvia either this save or in the... Actually, no, not even the save. It had to be the Barcelona save. Nottingham Forest up next. Let's get to it. And the team is very unhappy. Lucas on, as well as Blake on as left winger. Irakunda on the bench. Let's get to it. The City Ground, aka Nottingham Forest Hill. Here we go. Nottingham Forest. Let's see if we can somehow manage to get a point. If we get a point, that can build some momentum. We just need something. Nacho Vidal for Nottingham Forest. Trusty comes across. Slide tackle. No pen, but reckless decision. Blake can't really clear it. It's Alenga now. In towards Moise Keane, and that will go out for a corner. The keeper got a hand to it. I didn't look at all like he got a hand to it, but he did. Balogun now. That's beautiful work. Beautiful free work. I didn't think it actually worked. I was fully expecting to lose the ball, and I might lose the ball there. That was horrible. What the heck was that? Balogun out wide to Anderson. Now it was intercepted. Might in now. Oh, might in. That's beautiful feet work from you. And Almadar, you have to save that one. Nottingham Forest 1. Bolton 0. Alenga into Moise Keane. 2-0 to Nottingham Forest. Wow. Wow, this game has completely turned on its head. And what seemed like the even contest so far now has lopsided heavily into the favor of Nottingham Forest. But here comes Bolton, Blake, Balogun. And what the flippity-dippity-doppity was that? And we are going to sit to the end to play against Everton. We lose 4-0. 4-0 to Nottingham Forest. Oh, my Lord. When you think it couldn't get worse, it just gets worse. That is not what needs to happen. And we are in the relegation zone now. Crystal Palace managed to crawl their way out with that win. We are now sitting in 18th, only 1 point from that relegation, from that 17th spot, from safety. We have Everton up next. We must win against Everton. We must at least get a point against Everton. If not, this club, these players might start turning on me, and it might become a bad thing. Must-win game, or we are going to be in turmoil for a long time. We might be down behind already. Beto, Kamada, oh my Lord, it's 1-0 already. Everton have the lead 4 minutes in. Dobbin out wide to Rico. Rico now crossed in. Trusty should head that away, but he doesn't. And Kamada will head into the back of net. And Everton 2, Bolton 0. What is Austin Trusty doing there? Beto to make it 3. It's 3-0 in the first half. Everton 3, Bolton 0. This was a chance for us to get a win, but it was a chance for Everton to also get a win and hopefully gain them some momentum to get out of the relegation zone. They obviously have a stronger team than us for the most part. Our attack might be stronger, but everything else for them is on par, if not better. Garner, Beto, 4-0 for Everton. 4-0 to Everton. What is going on? What has this team? We started the season, I don't want to say bad. I mean, we beat Fulham like 4-5-1. I mean, we got whooped by Brentford. We got whooped by Brentford in the Carabao Cup, so that don't really matter. We got whooped by Chelsea as expected. We beat Leeds United 3-2. What is going on? This team is not that bad on paper. This is not a realistically, this is not a relegation side. It's just not. It's heavily lopsided in the favor for our attack. Dobbin, if they make it 4 or 5 before half, I might just sim it this now. 4-0 at halftime. We are going to jump to the sim. We're going to play it out, see how bad it can actually get. Francisco gets one back. We are going to lose this game 4-1, and I'm only jumping in to go to the press conference, to be honest, to try and lift the morale of this team, of this club, because it's not great. We're all down. Even I'm down. I'm not that down because I know we'll come out at least on top. Not on top, but at least out of the relegation zone. There's no way we get relegated. I'm going to try my hardest not to let it happen, but at the moment, we are getting absolute battered. Let me do this post-match interview, try to boost the morale of the club, and then we'll wrap up the episode there. Well, I don't know how much that boosted the morale of the club, to be honest. They didn't really ask too many questions, a bunch of personal, not broad questions. But we sit 19th in the league, and after whatever game happens, if Norwich win that game in hand or even get a point in that game against Leeds United, it looks like, then we would be sitting in 20th. It is not looking good for us. How many losses in a row is that? Because I thought after the Liverpool game, I was fully expecting to beat or at least draw to West Ham, and I was expecting to beat Everton, and that just obviously hasn't occurred. We lost to Luton, that's 1, 2 to Tottenham, 3 to West Ham, 4 and 5 to Arsenal and Liverpool, 6 and 7. 7 losses in a row. It'll probably be 8 against Newcastle, and honestly, it will be 8 against Newcastle. We're just getting quick sim by it because it does not matter. We are going to lose this game. Whether I play it, whether I sim it, whether I tactical view it, it's going to be a loss. It's actually a very tight contest as well. It's a 3-2 loss. But that's 8 losses in a row. Where does that have us sitting in the table? Still in 19th. We are 3 points off of safety now, though. It is not looking good at the moment, but we will come back, hopefully. We kind of have to come back. When we come back next episode, it's a very hectic month in December. There's no way. Oh, my Lord. We have Man City and Man United. We got to at least get a win against Norwich. We have to beat Norwich. Surely we can beat Norwich. We'll look to get our revenge on Brentford as well in the league from the Carabao Cup as well. Until next episode, leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.